Hello and welcome. This is the first in a set of programs designed to introduce you to the understanding of the sacraments and the sacramental life as approached by a Byzantine Christian. Perhaps just to set the atmosphere and the compass for these set of programs, may I cite for you just two quotations, one from a Western writer and another from a most famous Russian writer, which may help us to understand that the approach to sacraments that we're taking is one which steers away from abstraction. It's one which is to do with the very nature of the world and the human being. The first little quotation comes from the Polish writer Czesław Miłosz, where he wrote, "I am only a man. I need visible signs. I tire easily building the stairway of abstraction." The second little citation comes from the great Alexander Pushkin. He said, "Arise and let my voice be heard, charged with my will, go forth and span the land and sea, and let my word lay waste with fire the heart of man." In all the ancient traditions you will find that Christianity is preeminently a sacramental religion. The sacraments form the very life of the Church, through which the Spirit of God flows into the world. However, sacramentality implies a particular view of nature, which is radically at odds with the secular materialist view of modern Western culture. It is a view that holds creation to be graced, sacred, and full of meaning. The sacredness of nature thus lies at the very heart of Christianity, and it is vital when our relationship with nature is looming as one of the great moral questions of our time, that we understand how fundamental the sacredness of nature is to the sacramental life of the Church. In recent times, this has become difficult in the Western Church because of the minimalist and informal way in which the liturgy and the sacraments are often approached. A study of the Eastern Church, with its love of elaborate ritual and symbol, can perhaps lead Western Christians back to an appreciation of the full richness and grandeur of the Christian sacramental life. I hope that such a study will awaken a renewed love of the liturgy and of the sacraments in the life of the Church at large. And in our modern world, the very idea of a sacrament needs some explanation. Traditional societies understood them better. In traditional societies, the world was defined by human and sacred values. The divine was seen as close in the natural world and the affairs of the natural world, and those of the human world were seen as intertwined. It was in the natural world and in life that people met their God. Modern Western culture, on the other hand, views the universe as a three-dimensional grid of space and time extending to infinity and independent of human existence or perception. Since the sacred and the divine cannot be measured or confined within such a universe, this utilitarian, reductionist view has no place for them. They do not fit. Even such human values as beauty and love are seen as purely cultural or biological artifacts with no objective reality. In such a view of the universe, human life itself, indeed all life, can only be considered as an incidental and unimportant accident. Well, descriptions of this view are well known to us all, from the populist astronomy books we read as children or from educational television, in inverted commas. A typical example would read something like this: that we are a species of ape living on a small planet orbiting one very average star among billions of stars, on the outskirts of one galaxy among billions of galaxies. The clear message, either implicit or explicit, is that there is nothing special about us and that it is foolish to attach any significance to human existence, or even to existence itself. This is often stated not as opinion or as philosophical viewpoint, but as if it were fact. The universe is, to say the least, utterly indifferent to us. In the words of a 16th century tanka, which is a Japanese verse form, we are, quote, no more than fleeting foam on the surface of a violent sea. This has been expressed even more bluntly and less poetically by the Cambridge physicist Professor Stephen Hawking. He said that the human race is just a chemical scum on a moderate-sized planet. That view is so awful it needs to be repeated. The human race is just a chemical scum on a moderate-sized planet.